Alright, so now we have some word regarding Long Island Railroad trains that will be canceled and or impacted tomorrow due to this derailment of the non-passenger train at West Side Yard. Yesterday, we have to talk about the trains that are going to get canceled. And remember, this is going to impact people tomorrow going to the MTA board meeting in the city tomorrow. So, without further ado, let's go into the affected trains. First up on the preppy Little Babylon branch, the 6:57 a.m. train from Freeport doing the Penn Station at 7:40 is canceled. Customers can take the 6:32 a.m. train from Babylon to Penn, departing from Freeport at 6:56 a.m. So if you're used to taking that train, make sure you're at Freeport a minute earlier. Please remember that. The 7:29 a.m. train from Freeport due to Penn at 8:11 is canceled. So 2 flyers from Freeport have been canceled. Customers can take the 7:10 a.m. train from Babylon due to Penn, departing Freeport at 7:38 a.m. So you're going to have to be at Freeport 10 minutes later to catch your train if you're going into Penn Station. So now we have a Hempstead train that was canceled. The 6:58 a.m. train from Hempstead due to Penn Station at 7:52 a.m. is canceled. Customers can take the 7:12 a.m. train from Hempstead to Penn, which will make an added stop at Jamaica. So if you're at Jamaica tomorrow, you could take advantage of this train. So the only issue is I'm not too familiar with the Hempstead schedule at the moment, but I do have the new schedules on my phone, so I will read it. Of course, you can't see my phone, but remember, I keep PDF files on my phone for a reason, so I can give you information, because I want to help you if you are going to be, let's say, coming from Fresh Meadows tomorrow and you want to take the Q30, Q31 to head down to Jamaica to get the westbound train to Penn. So you may have to reaccommodate your schedule because of this. So, yeah, remember, this is the 6:58 a.m. train. 6:58 a.m. So I'm trying to figure out here. Okay, I'm just trying to get it right here. Perfect. All right, 7:12 a.m. So what I'm assuming here is that this train is going to be at Jamaica sometime around 7:35. But here's what I will recommend doing. If you can get to Jamaica at 7:30 tomorrow morning, please note that you can get to Jamaica by then. You should be able to get that train, and that train will go non-stop. It will not stop at Hugon's, Forest Hills, Woodside. So if you want to get an express train to Penn, you will be able to have that option. Now I remember this train. Now I definitely remember it, because the last train from Hempstead to Penn for the morning is the 8:03 a.m. train. Now let's go to the Port Washington branch, a branch that I do care about for personal reasons. 6:17 a.m. train from Port Washington due to Penn at 7:03 a.m. is canceled. Customers can take the 6:27 a.m. train from Port Washington to Penn. So if you can fit the extra 10 minutes in, you can do that. The 8:26 a.m. train from Great Neck due to Penn at 8:59 a.m. is canceled. Customers can take the 8:40 a.m. train from Great Neck to Penn. So if you're at Great Neck, you can just take the train at 8:40 and you can get to Penn Station. Now, Port Jefferson, Huntington. So far from this email, it looks like service is not going to be impacted. But on the Ronkonkoma branch, 6:54 a.m. train from Central Islip due to Penn at 8:06 will terminate at Jamaica. customers can take the next westbound train to Penn. So if you're going to be using that train, I would just be honest with everybody here. I would just say avoid that train. Avoid that train if you can, because if you do want to risk going to Jamaica, just download the train time app and find out what time the next train is coming. But if I were in, let's say, a person's shoes going on that Ronkonkoma train, on the Ronkonkoma branch in particular, I would not take that train. There is a train, I'm trying to pull it up on my phone because, again, my phone can be a pain in the neck sometimes. I have the schedule right here, so this is morning, 6:54 a.m., 6:54 a.m., trying to pull it up here. Alright, so, I think there's another train that leaves Central Islip around, I'm trying to pull this information up correctly so you don't get impacted. You can take either the 703 train or the 726 train. Both trains will be leaving Ronkonkoma. The 703 train will be leaving Ronkonkoma at 6:56. And then the 719 from Ronkonkoma will be due into Central Islip at 7:26 a.m. Or you can wait another 10 minutes and you can take the 738 train. That train leaves Ronkonkoma around 7:32. So you have your options. Just again, I urge anyone, if you do not need to go to Penn Station and you need to get to, let's say, as an example, Brentwood, Deer Park, Wyandanch, take that train. Get on board that train. That train will not be making any other stops normally after Deer Park. So again, if you need service at 6:56 tomorrow morning, 6:54, and you need service to Brentwood, Deer Park, Wyandanch, take that train. Because again, you're going to end up going to Jamaica and you're going to get stressed out. Do not take that train. So I just gave suggestions right there. Far Rockaway, 8:10 a.m. train from Far Rockaway due into Penn at 9:05 a.m. is canceled. Customers can take the 8:19 a.m. train from Far Rockaway to Penn, so you're not have to be worried about that. 7:26 a.m. train from East Williston due into Penn Station at 8:14 a.m. has been canceled. Customers can take the next westbound train to Penn Station. So, I do agree with the railroad's logic, because if you end up going to Mineola, you will not have that many trains available to get you into Penn Station. I'm just going to double check the Oyster Bay branch schedule right now so I don't get confused right here. Right, I'm looking at it on my phone, of course. Again, I can't show you my phone, of course, but I'm just trying to pull it up here. Okay, there. I'm just double checking, so please stand by. Yeah, folks, unfortunately, this is supposed to be the last train that goes to Penn Station direct from East Williston. I'm sorry, folks, but this is the only information I can pull up. Everything just says Transfet Jamaica. So you're going to have to just Transfet Jamaica. I'm sorry, folks, but you're going to have to end up taking the... You're just obviously going to have to end up going to Jamaica. I'm sorry for saying that, but you pretty much don't have an option unless you want to take the... there's another train that leaves earlier on in the morning. Yeah. The train that goes in at East Williston at... what time do we have here? Yeah, 6:25. 6:25 train that comes in from Oyster Bay at 5:50. You could try to take that train an hour earlier if you're that desperate to go express to Penn Station from, let's say, Wollaston Park, or if you're going to be coming from the Oyster Bay branch in particular. But if you are going to be leaving from East Williston, you can pack the early hour and leave East Williston at 6:25 a.m. So now that we have some solutions for everybody, if you want to take a look at your Long Island Railroad schedules and rewind back, feel free to do that if you have the paper schedule that you picked up at Penn Station or your station, or let's say you're reading along with me from the PDF. You're more than free to rewind this video. So the last thing I want to talk about is, of course, tomorrow's MTA Board meeting, the schedule that will be taking place. So tomorrow, of course, the MTA is having their monthly board meeting, a monthly board and committee meetings, if you want to go into that. Of course, if you're interested, tomorrow the meeting will be taking place at 2 Broadway on the 20th floor in the city, of course. Meeting attendees are required to go through a security screening upon entering the building. Meetings may begin up to 30 minutes before scheduled start time. Attendees are encouraged to arrive early. The planned speakers already announced for tomorrow will be Jason Anthony Pinero, one of our loyal viewers. And as a last-minute surprise, and just confirmed, Pine Power LI is going. So, and of course, Maury Borovich, he always shows up. So, those are the planned speakers for tomorrow at the Long Island Railroad meeting. Again, I'm encouraging anybody from Queens to, of course, if you do watch my videos, please talk to Andy Byford about Queens Village if you can. I mean, it's starting to look a little bit better, but honestly, I still want to talk to Andy Byford about overcrowding on the buses, because I've never seen my buses get this overcrowded before, thanks to, again, improper dispatching. But before I get off topic, unfortunately, Metro North gets to speak first. It stinks that they get to speak first. Alright? And I'm going to be annoyed tomorrow if the Long Island Railroad can't start on time tomorrow, because there are a lot of impatient people who want to speak. Alright? Murray, Jason, and of course, Pine Power LI. They're, you know, they don't want to deal with Metro North's nonsense. I understand that. So, Jason Anthony Pinero, Pine Power, Murray Bovich will be there tomorrow. That is scheduled for 9:30 tomorrow morning. 9:30 tomorrow morning. So, please, I'm saying it twice, so I'm only helping the people who want to get to the board meeting tomorrow. It's very important that, again, you plan extra time, thanks to this Long Island Railroad nonsense with the train being derailed. This is, of course, one I want to keep an eye on. Let me highlight it right here. Sorry for that little computer glitch. Here we go. We have NYCT and MTA Bus Committee meeting at 10:30 in the morning. Bridge and Tunnel at noon. And, of course, again, all of this stuff Murray goes to, but lastly, we have the Safety Committee meeting at 8:30 in the morning, and of course the board management at 9 a.m. Once again, we have controversy regarding an issue with the Long Island Railroad. I mentioned this in an earlier video this weekend, that we have, of course, Nice Bus probably doing emergency bus work, which I don't really know what to say at this point about it. It may not be a bad thing, but I don't really want to talk about it that much. Just remember, if you are going, registration opens 15 minutes before the start of the committee, so I recommend being at the building around 9 o'clock as a precaution if you are going to the Long Island Railroad meeting. 10 o'clock if you're going to New York City Transit. And, of course, 30 minutes before the start of each board meeting, which, again, I really wouldn't be going to the Long Island Railroad Committee meeting, but, again, I would just be addressing my experiences with the Q46 to Andy Byford, because, again, I am a mostly daily rider of the 46, and, again, I depend on that bus every week. So remember that. Or at least once a week when I go to the city, if anything. Registration must be done in person. Statements must be about agenda items only. there is a 2-minute speaking limit. Speaking time may not be transferred. So, that's where I'm going to wrap up this video. There could be more speakers. There could be unplanned speakers. Like, again, Pine Power LI, who just confirmed to everybody tonight that he is going. Very good of him to talk about what's going on with the Long Island Railroad in regards to what they covered up. And he really had a Cuomo tonight. If you haven't watched this video, please, I urge you, watch this video. Later tonight, Matt Campa may have a video ready regarding what Nice Bus talked about, and I'm really hoping whatever news they gave, Nassau County, please, I'm urging you, bring back the N51. That's where I'm going to end my point there. So, I don't think there should be any other news regarding this derailment. I honestly want to try to go to bed after I edit this and maybe even try to watch Matt's video if he posts it before midnight. But that's going to wrap it up. Thank you for watching. And once again, you can rewind back if you missed anything important. You're more than free to do that. Till the next one, take care.